Hi, my name's Lee Williamson. Subscribe to Reggae Boyz commentary.
Hi, my name is Joby McAnuff. Subscribe to Reggae Boyz commentary.
Reggae Boyz commentary. Like, share, and subscribe, please.
I'm Javon Watson, and you're watching Reggae Boyz commentary.
Hi, I'm Chris Binney, and I'm Jamaica's #1 squash player and 9-time Caribbean champion, and you're watching Reggae Boyz commentary. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and share button below.
Skin clean and nice and ting and ting. I'm Tiffany Cameron, Reggae Girl Striker, and you are watching the Reggae Boyz commentary. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
And here we are. Hello everyone, I'm Simon Preston and welcome to Reggae Boyz commentary. Thank you so much for tuning in to another video on this channel. Really appreciate it. Let's talk football. Yes, that's exactly what we do on this channel. And where do we begin? Well, as you can see by the title of this video, we have reason for optimism. We have reason to be proud. And that is in relation to 8 Jamaicans that are in the top 10 of market value of Caribbean players. And let me bring up this bracket for you. And as you all are aware, the person that is leading the way is none other than Leon Bailey Bala. So this is the top 10. 8 of the top 10 in terms of Caribbean players, in terms of their market value, are Jamaican internationals. Just look at that list. Just look at that list. Leon Bailey leads the way at 32 million euros market value. Mikel Antonio's value 12 million euros in second position. Ethan Pinnock, third at 10 million. Dexter Daps, fourth most valuable in the Caribbean at 8 million. Shamar Nicholson, sixth at 6.5 million euros. Kemar Roof, eighth at 4 million euros. Liam Moore, captain of Reading FC, 3.5 million euros. And Andre Blake at 10th at 3 million euros. Just let that sink in. Leon Bailey, Mikel Antonio, Ethan Pinnock, Dexter Daps, Shamar Nicholson, Kemar Roof, Liam Moore, and Andre Blake. 8 of the top 10 most valuable players in the Caribbean in terms of market value are Jamaican. Just let that sink in. It's brilliant, isn't it? And I see the comments coming in, and I'm going to get to it quite shortly. And I will be coming to it quite shortly. I just want to show you all another piece of graphic as well before we take on the questions, the comments, and everything of that nature. Just bringing up that graphic for you guys so you all can see exactly what I'm speaking about right here, because it really is something that we should be applauding as it relates to Jamaican players. John Powell, I hope you're doing well, my friend. Good to really hear from you. Hope you and the family are also doing well. So, this is the top 10 most valuable Jamaican players. So we know Leon Bailey already leading the list. We know about Mikel Antonio as well. Ethan Pinnock, Dexter Daps, Shamar Nicholson, Kemar Roof, Liam Moore, Andre Blake. Andre Gray is 9th with Michael Hector. And Daniel Johnson rounds out the top 10 at 2.2 million euros. So those are the values of the top Jamaican players. So, Reggae Boyz fans, what are your thoughts about this? How do you process this? How do you feel about all of this? The value of players and so on and so forth. How does this make you feel? Well, let's take a look at the comments. Dwayne Morrison says, big up Simon, been waiting. Anything on Lewis Baker or David Davis? Lewis Baker, I don't think that we're going to see him for the Mexico game, the Costa Rica game, the Panama game. David Davis, there's an outside chance. Outside chance. They will need to add Damari Gray on that list soon. Yeah, you're right. Damari Gray will have to be added to that list at some point in the future. Agreed. 100%. Ian Campbell says, bless up Simon. Big up, boss. Hope you're doing well. Hot Chili says, up, Simon. Big up. Hope you're good. J King says, bless up, Simon. Bless up. Everything is everything. John Paul, hey, Simon. Happy New Year to you. Hope you're having a great year. Respect. All the best to you and your family, my friend. Hope you're doing well. J King says, not surprised. Not surprised about the order or not surprised about so many Jamaicans being in this list, because my surprise is not about the quantity of Jamaicans in this list. My surprise is only as it relates to the value. I think that Andre Blake deserves to be at a higher value than 3 million euros, to be honest with you. I think a goalkeeper of his stature and his ability, he deserves to be in the bracket of close to Ethan Pinnock in terms of value. Jamaica will qualify for the 2022 World Cup, I believe, says Ian Campbell. I'm telling you right now, my friend, if Jamaica qualifies for the 2022 FIFA World Cup, what China say? Rival Night. MPEG says Mikel Antonio is a huge undervalue. I guess it stems from his time prior to Nottingham Forest, so his time in non-league football first. Can Dortmund make a comeback and beat Bayern to win the Bundesliga? They haven't been playing good since November, and they're in a COVID crisis. I honestly don't think that Dortmund can win the league, but I do like the project that they're building. Simon, is Daniel Johnson injured? He does have an injury. Ray Baba says, time to rise. Let's rise, Reggae Boys. Let us rise. Because we do need something. By February 2 against Costa Rica, at the full-time whistle against Costa Rica, we'll know exactly where we stand in this World Cup qualifying series. At the end of the Costa Rica game, we're going to know if we're out of contention to qualify for the World Cup, if we still have a slim chance, or if top 3 is realistic. At the end of this window, we'll know one of those 3 outcomes. We'll know if we're definitely not going to Qatar, we'll know if we still have an outside chance, or we'll know if top 3 is up for grabs. Simon with the big facts. Big up Jamaica, LOL 92. I'm assuming you were born in the year 1992. The 90s were a good period of time. Trust me, I missed the 90s. Big up, Simon. That's really fantastic. We need to see the result of the money on the field in this campaign too. Yeah. Simon, what is your lineup for Peru? I will be providing my lineup for the Peru game at some point this week. I'll also be working on a what is the deal on Morgan Gibbs White as well. So you want to stay tuned for that. I will be working on that. So stay tuned for all the latest information where that is concerned. Ian Campbell, Daniel Johnson is fine. He scored today, actually. Yeah, but he did pick up a knock, but he's fine. Dwayne Morrison, has Ethan Laird been contacted? He has not been contacted by the hierarchy of the Jamaica Football Federation. He's only been contacted by Jamal Jarrett and Simon Preston. Those are the only 2 individuals that have contacted Ethan Laird. Thoughts on Sevilla this season? Decent team. I feel like they just need a little bit more oomph going forward. What time is the Peru match? I believe it is 7 p.m. Jamaica time. I will get confirmation for you. Is Daniel Johnson injury serious? Hope to see him in the next window. It was a knock, so I don't think it's too serious. John Paul says we're going to make this World Cup, the next one too. Really? I really hope so. Honestly. I hope so. Yes, he did. I say anything less than 3 points in Mexico and we're out. Technically, no. If we draw against Mexico, we're still in with a chance. But it's just going to mean win for the rest of the campaign. So that's why I say at the end of the Costa Rica game, we'll know exactly what we need. So by then, we'll know what stands. Who is your cam going to be in the next window, Simon? Oh, CAM, central attacking midfielder. Daniel Johnson. No, I'm joking. Seriously, Ravel Morrison would be the person that I start. Shamar Gold's prediction at Spartak Moscow. I predict that he can get 5 goals before the end of the season. Tomorrow, Junior Flemings could be making his debut for Toulouse as they face Nancy in Ligue 2 in France. Toulouse are second in the table on 37 points, while Nancy are at the foot of the table on 12 points in the relegation zone and are on a 4-game losing streak. Toulouse are at home, so it could be a good game for Junior Flemings to make his debut and to deck out that number 20 jersey and compete with Rafael Ratau for that spot in the wider areas up forward. So that's something for us to pay close attention to moving forward. So stay tuned for that, because that's something that we're going to have to look out for. Junior Flemings and how everything transpires throughout the course of his season. And look out his value. That list might have to be updated soon with the top 10 Caribbean players as well. So that's something that might have to work out. DeMar Gray market value. Well, not in the top 10 though. I know we'll still have a mathematical chance, but I'm going to use the Mexico game as my benchmark for qualification. It's going to be tough, I will admit to you, even though the Mexicans will be inferior to us from the physical perspective. I still expect a difficult contest. It's like they have something to prove against us, because they still have that chip on their shoulder from our Gold Cup semi-final victory over them in 2017. Remember, we played them twice. We played them in the group stages, and we even played them in the semi-finals, and we beat them. And that has, as Jamaicans would say, burned them to this day. It hurts them to the core that they weren't able to get a result against us and score a goal against us. Big bad Mexico knockout in the semi-finals of the Gold Cup. So what happened close to 5 years ago is still lingering on their minds. Let me address this point right now. Is it true that the Prime Minister said no lockdown period? If that's how... So, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, spoke to the nation today and says that he's mentioned in Parliament in the week that there will be no more lockdowns. And he says, listen, him never say every man for themselves, but that's the impression that I get. He says, go out and get vaccinated. That's his message. So my thing is this. If you're not going to have any more lockdowns, right? If you're not going to have anything more of that nature, then why? Why can't we have 12,000 fans at the National Stadium? We have a 35,000-seater stadium, right? You put in 12,000, you're basically getting 33% capacity. You can easily space out fans with 12,000 seats. 5,000 fans at the National Stadium against the USA, and it felt a decent atmosphere. So imagine double that, what it will do. Let us realize that we are at the critical part of the campaign. We are at the part of the campaign where margin for error is this. Very, very slim. And if you care about your country, and if you care about to see them success in sporting endeavors, despite everything, despite a pandemic, you fly the gate. If England can fly the gate when they have 60, 80,000 cases a day to ensure that their country can reach a European Championship final, why can't we accept the same as well? Why can't we appreciate that sports is an industry, that sports and football is a multi-billion-dollar industry? Football as an industry is worth more than the richest man in the world. Football as an industry is close to $1 trillion. Just put that in your head, the value of football. And I unapologetically state that football is the greatest sport ever invented, the most popular sport in the world, and the most popular sport in our country. It might not be the most successful, because we've had success in athletics and in boxing, producing world champions in Mike McCallum and producing world-class cricketers in Chris Gayle and company. But football, whether you like it or not, is our most popular sport. And this is our national team participating. And if you are not lending your support to the country in terms of the support and fans that deserve to be in the office to cheer on the boys to take on Mexico in a crunch World Cup qualifier where we need 3 points. No, let me rephrase that. Where we desperately need 3 points. Then clearly you don't appreciate football and you don't care about the country. And I unapologetically state that without the fans, we're not going to go where we need to be. It's like, we are where we are. 5,000 fans are not enough. It's not enough. We need just a little bit more. Just imagine that 5,000 turns to 10, and I promise you, Mexico will tremble. Mexico will worry. Mexico will be fearful. We will beat Mexico with 10,000 fans in the stadium. I have no doubt about it. We will beat Mexico if we have 10,000 fans in the stadium. In fact, Mexico won't even score a goal on us if we have 10,000 fans in the stadium. I promise you of that. So the Prime Minister has made it clear regarding no lockdowns. Okay. Cool. No more lockdowns. Let's have a little bit more support for the boys. They need this. They deserve this. I know results have not gone favorably in the first 8 games of the qualifiers. My word, are 8 games gone so far? But there's still a chance. Qatar is still realistic. Let's get behind them. Come on. We have a matter of weeks before the game. And even if, for example, we're stressing on the vaccination point, right? Set up a testing center right outside the stadium, antigen testing. Somebody tests negative, them can walk in with them ticket. If them tests positive, them go them yard. But if you have somebody that is still apprehensive about vaccination, set up a testing site just outside, rapid testing, antigen testing, get them results in 15 minutes. Them have a ticket in them hand, them test negative, them can enter the stadium for me. Why not? Why not? Why not? If we don't consider these incentives, then we can start thinking about 2026. That's my rant finish. I know, Hot Chili, I said a lot in that. I know. How long was I speaking? 5 minutes? So tired of the JFF reluctant to utilize our right back pole. Just can't fathom the logic sometimes here. Ethan Laird. Andre Gray don't worth nothing again. Andre Gray is worth 1.5 million euros apparently. What about David Davis? David Davis does not have his passport. Big up Simon, says Phil Jones. All right, Philip. Hey up. When I'm back in Lancashire, I'll let you know, lad. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Simon, Devon and I can assist Ethan Laird to get nationalised, so please link him up with Devon. I'll reach out. Nathan Ferguson should be contacted because he showed interest in playing for the national team. I agree, Nathan Ferguson is another player that I believe should be contacted. I wholeheartedly agree that is something that we need to consider 100%. I have absolutely no doubt at all about the individuals and the player that Nathan Ferguson is going to develop into as time progresses. So absolutely no concerns, no doubt about that at all. And hopefully this is something where it's a case of sooner rather than later that he's introduced in the mix. So now that we've touched on the value of Jamaican players, we've touched on the fan situation, what about the FA Cup? How things have been going in the FA Cup where Jamaican footballers are concerned? Well, Anthony Grant didn't leave the bench for Swindon Town as they lost 4-1 to Manchester City. So that's how things mapped up for him. Unfortunately, they're out of the FA Cup, or unfortunately didn't play. Now, Dimitri Mitchell played for Blackpool as they lost 2-1 to Hartlepool. Kevin Stewart did not play for Blackpool, but Dimitri Mitchell played. Bristol City against Fulham. Harry Wilson was the goal scorer for Fulham, as Dexter Daps played on the right side of a attacking three. Yep, and Michael Hecht also played as well, clean sheet. So 1-0 victory for Fulham. Now, as it relates to Derby County, as they took on Coventry City yesterday, and Derby County fell 1-0, and Ravel Morrison played on the right of a midfield four. What about other results that took place yesterday? How were Jamaicans impacted, and so on and so forth? Well, there are a number of results. Brentford defeated Port Vale 4-1. Kidderminster defeated Reading 2-1 in a shock. QPR got the better of Rotherham 8-1 on a penalty shootout after a 1-1 scoreline in regular and extra time. This is the first time in a while QPR is passing the third round of the competition. Andre Gray played up top alongside Charlie Austin. And as it relates to the actual penalty shootout itself, Andre Gray took his penalty and scored his penalty. So that's good to see. We know what Chelsea did already, defeating Chesterfield 5-1. Plymouth Argyle, or as they say, Plymouth Argyle, defeated Birmingham City 1-0. Yeovil Town with Dylan Barnes lost 3-1 to Bournemouth. Bournemouth with Jamal Lowen, Ethan Laird. Luton Town with Amari Bell defeated Harrogate 4-0. Cardiff City defeated Preston 2-1. Mikel Antony and West Ham defeated Leeds United 2-0. Haha, Mr. Blake. Leeds United are out. Leeds are falling apart. Leeds are falling apart. Gregory and Morecambe fell 3-1 to Tottenham Hotspur after they were leading 1-0. And finally, Lewis Graban, who has a Jamaican passport, scored for Nottingham Forest as they defeated Arsenal by 1-0. Yeah. Of course he is. Of course he is. Of course he is. I'm aware of that. Simon, what's your favorite club? So, the teams that I support are based on family heritage. So, my local team is Constant Spring FC. Always lived and grown up less than 3 kilometers from the ground. I've always been a Constant Spring FC fan locally. Whether they're in the Premier League or in the Kasafa Super League, I've always been a Constant Spring FC fan. Always been a Constant Spring FC fan. Manchester United. Yeah, those are the two clubs that I support. I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm a Spanish side this. Yo, I'm an Italian side that. Yo, I'm a French side this. Yeah. I have a club in Jamaica. I have a club in England. I'm not gonna say, yo, I'm a Spanish side this. Yo, I'm an Italian side this. I'm a Serie A side this. I'm a La Liga side this. Yeah. No. I have no French roots. I have no Spanish roots. I have no Italian roots. I have Portuguese roots, but I don't have a Portuguese side. If there would be, it would be Benfica because it's from the Lisbon part of. It's from that part of Portugal that my ancestors came from, but I wouldn't say I'm a Benfica fan. I would start Johnson over Ravel. Ravel play as well as a super sub. I understand what you mean. I just would prefer to have Ravel from the get-go, 60 minutes, just tear into the Mexicans. That would be my preference. Jamal Lowe is a quality player and should start for Jamaica in the next window. I think he should start for sure. Real Madrid and Arsenal forever, says Ian Campbell. What a salt situation. And it just shows how football is such a cycle, because Real Madrid a decade ago compared to Real Madrid now, you just have to shake your head and go, wow, look how the tables have turned. if it wasn't for COVID in Spain, Barca and Real Madrid perhaps wouldn't be where they are right now. But it just goes to show that everything in life has its time. There's a time for success, there's a time for reflection, there's a time for growth, and there's a time for healing as well. So, and I'll always go back to the point that there's a player right now that says he doesn't want to play for Jamaica. Minaga run him. But you say, when we qualify for the World Cup, if you're not better than what we already have, I'm not going to make space for you in my squad. That's how I feel. And I've always made this comparison with a young lady. I've always made the point. If you're speaking to a young lady and she's not interested or attracted to you, but 5 years down the road, 3 years down the road, you're making progress, you're self-actualizing, you have 2 shilling in your pocket, your career going places, you're making improvements to your health, your spirituality, your fitness, everything, your business, and all of a sudden she returns to the picture. Are you going to invite her back in your life? Well, that's for you to decide. But if we qualify for the World Cup and Ivan Toney wants to play for Jamaica, if Ivan Toney is the best option that we have, fine. But if we have better finishers than Ivan Toney is not getting called up in my team. That's how I feel about this scenario. Nottingham Forest 1, Arsenal 0. Lewis Graben with the goal. A man who has a Jamaican passport. You can't have a team depend on one player. That's true. Simon, we need to link Jacob and Aaron from Aston Villa. Yeah. In Campbell Simon, are you able to connect Nathan Ferguson? I'll try my best and inform you guys. DeMar Gray this window. If he gets his passport, then yes. Simon, who do you start up top against Mexico? I would go the 3-5-2 and have Mikel Antonio and DeMar Gray. That's what I would do. I would have a 3-5-2 of Mikel Antonio and DeMar Gray in a 3-5-2. That's what I would do. Yeah. I would have Andre Blake in net, left wing back Greg Lee, right wing back Javane Brown, central defense of Ethan Pinnock, Liam Moore, Damian Lowe, and in front of them, I would have the midfield of Ravel, Speedy, and Anthony. 5. Yeah. Why is Martin Davis always left out in the squad? He's just not an individual that the coaches feel would fit the plans. That is the situation. How is Lamarca making it over him? He is easily one of the most talented and creative players we have at our disposal. Interesting. DJ Veneto, blessed Sunday. Big up, Sheldon. Big up, big up. Hope you're doing good, my friend. There are many half Jamaicans in Europe. Why don't the Federation try to scout these players and get them in early? I've spoken on this channel for many years that you can't give a player a debut in a World Cup qualifier. He needs to come when it's the Nations League, the Gold Cup, friendlies preferably, so that he can get adjusted to the CONCACAF atmosphere, because it's not easy playing in CONCACAF. They'll be used to playing in conditions in the US and Canada, but to play in Central America, playing even in the Caribbean, where many of these teams play not on football pitches but cricket pitches, it takes a teething process and an adjustment. So that's why you have to big up people like Bobby Reed that came here from the Nations League, big up people like Mariapa and Nosworthy that came here in friendlies prior to the World Cup qualifiers and not made their debut in the World Cup qualifying cycle itself. So lots of respect for such individuals. Ivan Toney can only get called up if he prove himself better than Boza. If Ivan Toney is a top scorer in the English Premier League by the time the World Cup comes around and will qualify, that's perhaps maybe one of the few reasons I would include him in the World Cup squad. Yeah, he is better than Boza. Right now, that could change, but let's see. You know football, trust me. Me? Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Martin Davis is associated with Butler. He is, indeed. Same exact 11 I said start. Trust me. Yeah, man. I would go 3-5-2 for certain. 3-5-2 for certain. I would be open to a 3-4-3. I would be happy with that. But in terms of this particular game, A 3-5-2 would be great. Don't see Boza at the moment scoring 30 plus goals and 10 plus in the championship. Boza is not in the championship. Boza is in the Russian Premier League. I was talking about Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney being the top scorer in the Premier League next season. Well, I should say at the end of this season. All of him top scorer when I want him. Oh, Ivan Toney? Look here. The World Cup is in November. But if Ivan Toney is shelling down the place in the Premier League in September and October, I would include him in my World Cup squad. If you don't want to include him, fine. But if Ivan Toney is red hot in September and October window, then he's in my World Cup squad. I'm sorry if you guys want to say he's a turncoat, then fine. If you want to call him a turncoat, but for me, he makes my World Cup squad if he's the top scorer of the English Premier League at the end of the October window of 2022. That's how I feel. That's how I genuinely feel about him, honestly. So hopefully at some point he decks out for Jamaica. I don't know when, but you all saw the interview I did with Nesta McGregor and Gareth Southgate. I'm an England fan, so I can tell you persons like Troy Deeney, persons like Mikel Antonio, players like Adebayo Akinfenwa, players like Ivan Toney will never see the pitch for England because he wants to see England play in a slightly different fashion. That's why Troy Deeney will never get an England cap. That's why Mikel Antonio will never get an England cap. And dare I say it, why Ivan Toney will never get an England cap. Honestly, I don't see how Ivan Toney gets an England call-up. Well, a cap, I should say. I don't see him because you have Ollie Watkins ahead of him in the pecking order. And Callum Wilson could come back into the picture for these friendlies prior to the World Cup itself because England have already qualified. Even if you're going to rest Harry Kane, Dominic Calvert-Lewin comes into the picture. Mason Greenwood, perhaps. So the depth is so deep for an England attacker that Ivan Toney is not going to be in that picture. Honestly, unless there are severe COVID cases or a severe injury crisis, I can't see Ivan Toney representing England. Honestly. You think so? There's a chance. There's a chance. You don't worry about it. There's a chance. He'll be involved at some point. We'll see. He's going to wait till he's 30 plus when no cap then decide to come for Jamaica. Yeah, them time that we're not going to want him. 2026 I'm keen. We're not going to want man in them 30s. People in their 30s for the 2026 cycle for me will be Andre Blake, the goalkeeper. Maybe Damian Lowe. Ravel. Greg Lee. Only a handful of players in their 30s for me would make the 2026 qualifying campaign. A handful for me. But in another video, we'll discuss who should be part of the pool for the 2026 pool in the future. We'll do another video on that in the future. Yeah, we'll still have Haka. Yeah, man. As team motivator. Simon, what are your thoughts about the African Cup of Nations? I'm looking forward to it, actually. I'm looking forward to the tournament. I like international football. And for me, I'm going to take special note since the tournament is happening in a World Cup year. And I can't wait to see the teams that come out. You know, I have a soft spot for Nigeria. And I want them to do well. So that's how I feel about them. But I guess a good start from Cameroon in the grand scheme of things and Cape Verde. I would say look out for Comoros. Comoros will be making their Africa Cup of Nations debut tomorrow. They'll be playing against Gabon at 2 o'clock Jamaica time. Comoros qualified for the Africa Cup of Nations with not a single Comoros-born player. Their entire squad was born in France. You hear what I say? The entire squad was born in France. Yeah, I'm going to repeat myself again. Their entire squad was born in France. If I repeat myself again, the entire squad was born in France. Where them born? France. All right, cool. We're done talk. We're done talk, you know. And if you look at the Comoros squad that qualified for the Africa Cup of Nations, not a single player in their squad is playing for a team in Comoros. All of them, France, Belgium, Switzerland, Cyprus, the Netherlands. So you get where I'm going with this, right? You get exactly where I'm going with this. Cool. Thank you. I'll be Reggae Boyz, so not a single Jamaica player. I don't think you'll reach that stage, but we'll see. Reggae Boyz fans, what are your thoughts? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to Reggae Boyz Commentary for more content. More videos coming your way. Let's get to 14,000 subscribers, guys. Tell a friend. Hit the like button right now. Hit the like button if we're going to beat Mexico. Hit the like button right now if you think that Boza is going to score goals over in Russia. Hit the like button right now if you trust Reggae Boyz Commentary for your source for everything Jamaican football.